Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, I'm late, I'm late! I'm okay, don't worry, just a scratch. Well, that's one way to shake up a video, am I right? Let's just get on to the questions. What is your favorite character? My favorite character is always changing. Like, 1 minute it could be Scarloey, then Thomas, then James, then Duncan, then Henry, then James, and then Billy. You get the idea. But my favorite character at the moment is Henry. What's your opinion on Mr. Beast? I'm honestly 50-50 on him because, on one hand, I like that he's doing all this charitable stuff like giving 1,000 people sight, hearing, or just homing electricity. On the other hand, however, I honestly think some of his products just shouldn't exist. And you wanna know something? I like my cheese drippy, bro. What is your favorite color? Red. Easy. What is your favorite steam locomotive in terms of speed, strength, and additional detail? I have lots of locomotives that I would consider my favorite. I wouldn't call one my all-time personal favorite, so instead, I'm gonna list 5 locomotives that I would consider my favorite. 1. The Southern Railway Schools class. 2. The NRV 377 class. 3. The NRV 220 class. 4. The North London Railway class 75. And 5. The LNER Raven A2. Who is your least favorite Chief Mechanical Engineer? I don't really have a least favorite Chief Mechanical Engineer. I mean, every Chief Mechanical Engineer has designs that are just, oh, chef's kiss. And there are those designs that are just better off as paperweight. Most underrated or overhated steam, diesel, and electric engine. My pick for an underrated steam locomotive is the North London Railway Class 75 because I don't see quite a lot of people talking about it. Another engine I consider underrated is the North Staffordshire Railways number 23 because it's a very cool design and I love it. In terms of diesel engines, I think an overhated engine is the Class 17. I mean, yeah, they're bad. If they just modified them enough, then I think they would have been alright, if not good. And in terms of electric locomotives, I'm gonna have to go with Behave number 32. I don't see anyone talking about it. What inspired you to start your YouTube channel, and how did you come up with the name X Benedict Studios? Well, I was inspired by lots of Hungarian Minecraft YouTubers like Sabelion, Zhedov, Shaiharminskat, you know, legends. At the time, I originally wanted my channel to be just simply for Minecraft videos, you know, uploading me playing through Minecraft. As the years went on, I decided it would be better if I just stick to Thomas content, and I think that was the right choice. As for how I came up with X Benedict Studios, in Finance a very sister location, the main character of the game, Michael Afton, is given the name X Benedict by a faulty hand unit, and I like that a lot. I just didn't want to name myself X Benedict because I thought it would be a bit boring, and I stuck Studios to the end of it because I thought it would be more original, and I just think it sounded right. What's your favorite video you made so far, and why? Well, if I had to pick one, I would definitely say the Wild Nor'Wester music video because I just think it's well shot, well paced, and well edited. And yes, the gacha animation is a bit outdated, I'm still proud of it nonetheless. Can you walk us through your typical workflow when creating video from idea to final upload? Well, I don't want to ramble on for 26 minutes on how I make a video, but instead I'm gonna make a separate video about that. Keep a lookout for that. Who is your favorite steam or diesel locomotives? Well, I already mentioned my favorite steam locomotive. In terms of favorite diesel engines, I'm gonna have to say the Class 37s. Is it based as hell? Yes. Who's your favorite character? Okay, we answered that. What's your favorite non-Thomas character? If I could pick anyone from any franchise, I'm gonna have to say Roz from The Wild Robot. Do you plan to make a series? If so, are you going to write original stories or rewrite existing stories for it? I plan on doing both, along with adapting other stories. How many OCs do you have, and which one is your favorite? Well, I have roughly 20 OCs at the moment. If I had to pick a favorite, yeah, it's Jonathan. It's basically my trade Sodor. Do you plan to adapt stories that other people have written? Yes, I do. What's your favorite Railway series book? It's gonna be either Enterprising Engine, Duke the Lost Engine, or Tramway Engine. Who is your least favorite Thomas character? I'm gonna have to go with either Colin or Flora, because both of them are exactly the same. There are nothing slates that can be disposed of, and If you remove them from season 12, nothing much will change. In terms of bad characters like Dash, Bash, or Ferdinand, at least feel something. I'd rather feel something bad, whether it's good or bad, than feel nothing at all. What's your favorite merch line from Thomas the Tank Engine? If I had to pick one, I would have to pick Hornby. Yes, Edward, Bill, and Ben are stinkers, but if you look at the rest of the range, I think they're pretty good. Who is your favorite take of the main 12? Honestly, it's either Henry or Duck. Who is your favorite female character? I'm gonna have to go with Emily, Lady, or Rosie. What's your opinion on Molly? She's a pretty good character, although incredibly underused. Opinions on Mr. Bubble? I don't have any because I don't really watch the CGI series that much. Is Michael Bay directing the Thomas & Friends project? I don't know. When do I get your models for Trainz just in case? And are they also for Trainz 2019? Well, if they can be used for Trainz A New Era, then surely they can be used in Trainz 2019. What's your favorite Thomas & Friends fan-made story? Long Live the Iron Horse by Master of the Lemons. Have you watched a series like the Dark Railway series, Rails of Refuge, or Tales of Wessex? I haven't watched any of them. What's your favorite Southern Railway locomotive? If we're including locomotives designed exclusively by the Southern Railway and not inherited from a pre-grouping company, then my three favorites would be the Battle of Britain / West Country class, Southern Railway Q class, and the Schools class. But if we're including pre-grouping engines, I'm gonna have to go with the SECR R1, the LBSCR K class, and the LSWR M7s. Why did 87546 push Thomas into the sea? Well, to give you some idea, Thomas in 87546 was sent out to Knapford Harbour to collect the remains of a ship that has been rusting away in the harbour ever since it was closed during the First World War. While they waited for the workmen to cut up the ship, Thomas and 87546 got into an argument, and I think you can imagine the rest. Was there any acts of sabotage in the early years of the railway? There was one, but I don't want to get into that because I would spoil the next story. What class is 90462 in your AU? It's an LNER B2, later reclassified to a B19. Would you change the Scarlowy Railway Engine's bases? If so, who? I would have to go with Iroh Hugh. I would also have him be one of the rejected designs for Tom Rolt that was shown in the Telethon Railways video about Tom Rolt. I would honestly have him be one of those. What are your thoughts on if James was a modified K10? What the fuck is a K10? I don't know if this is the engine that you were looking for, but I don't think this screams James. If anything, it looks more like Edward. Since you're probably making a series, have you thought of having an original character, for an example, a new engine for the Brandon Branch line? Well, yes, one of the former Wellsmith and Surrey Railway engines is still running the Brandon Branch line to this day. Do you have plans to make more stories? Yes, I do. What's your AU for 98462 and 87546? I'm gonna get into that in a future video. What class is 98462? I already said that. What gave you the idea to give Henry a rebuild? If you're talking about his rebuild in 1930, one thing I never liked about the Railway series is that Henry was rebuilt 12 years after he arrived. And I thought that Topham could have rebuilt him sooner. How many steam engines are on the Northwestern Railway in your AU? I hadn't really counted them, but if I have to guess, it would be between 30 and 40. Who's your favorite Railway series character? If we're talking about Railway series exclusive characters, I would honestly pick Coldy or Stanley, not the Silver Engine. As for any characters in the Railway series in general, I'm gonna have to pick Gordon. For the Railway series, he was just handled so well. How many loaned edges are on Sodor and what are the names? I hadn't really figured that out yet, so I'm not gonna get into that. Sorry. Are you going to make original characters for like a show? If you mean like making a completely separate series, like on a fictional heritage railway in the United Kingdom or a nondescript part of British Railways, then no. Do you plan to have names for 98462 and 87546? Yes, I do have names for them. 98462 is named Matilda, and 87546 is Jeffrey. Yes, that Jeffrey. What are your thoughts on Thomas being an LBSCR E4, James being a K-Class, and Henry being an Atlantic? Thomas is an E4, well, just like with Mr. Beast, I'm 50-50 on this. On one hand, it does somewhat suit Thomas, but on another hand, there's something telling inside my head that this doesn't scream Thomas. It looks more like Ryan. I mean, absolutely no offense to the people who have Thomas as an E4 in their AU, it's just not my cup of tea. James being a K-Class? Oh yeah! And if Audrey didn't go with the LNYR class 28, I would not be surprised at all if Audrey picked the K-Class instead. While I was figuring out my headcanon, I considered James to be a K-Class, but ultimately I dropped in terms of Railway series accuracy. As for Henry being an Atlantic, I do think it's a neat idea, but I just honestly think that Topham just sweared because, well, he didn't get his Atlantic.
I wanted an Atlantic, and that son of a bitch sent me that! What the fuck?!
I just think it's so funny. What are your thoughts on the Beatles, and what's your favorite song from them? Well, I didn't listen to the Beatles at all, so I don't have a favorite song. But oh boy, am I sure as hell not gonna get into that by buying Horby shit. What are your thoughts on French-Belgium comic series Asterix and Obelix, the Gals?
Who?
Oh, I see. The funny Vikings. Oh, I never read any of the comics. Do you like the Scarlet engines being a copy of the Taliflin engines? Yes and no. I like that they're a bit of a copy of the Taliflin Railway because it helps promote the Taliflin Railway, and like they say, it's a railway with a heart of gold. But on one hand, I do think they could have been a bit more original. What happened to 9462? Well, that's a story for another day. What is your favorite Thomas and Friends episode, movie, and RWS story? If I had to pick a favorite episode, I would definitely say Horrid Laurie. Thomas and Friends movie, The Great Discovery, and RWS story, I honestly don't have a favorite. Do Doc and Thomas hate each other? Well, they used to, but they don't anymore. If you had the chance, would you make Percy an 042? No. Did Donald ever visit Sodor, except for Gordon Goes Foreign? I think you're asking about the wrong AU. Yes, Donald and Douglas did visit Sodor, and for those wondering, no, Donald is not the foreign engine from Gordon Goes Foreign. What are your thoughts on the Blake and the Pug situation? I heard about it, and I saw some of the pictures that he made in. Holy fuck, am I jealous of the blind, the deaf, and the deceased. What are your opinions on George Garza? Well, I don't like the fact that he's mixing MLP and Thomas, because I don't think they belong in the same universe, but I do think he's handling it with good care, and he's undeniably talented. So, I might be late, but what is your opinion on Wooden Railway Thomas Customs? Okay, bye! Wait, I need to... I do think Wooden Railway Customs, hell, making customs in general is an amazing thing. In fact, I made quite a handful of them myself. Okay, so, that was the Q&A. Now before you go, I have some news to announce to you all. Firstly, it's the website. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Now before anyone spreads any hate comments, let me explain myself. So basically, I originally wanted to do a website on Wix, but basically I was too dumb. And as a result of this, I decided to cancel it, because I'm stupid. But don't fret, that doesn't mean that you won't be able to get the models. I'm gonna present a different way. Steamed Eggs Models. This is gonna be a series where I adapt some sort of scene or write my own stories with voice casting and everything. I'm gonna show each and every version of the character, and in each episode's description there's gonna be a Google document which will contain the model and its dependencies. Sorry if I couldn't make the website, but I'm gonna do something just as good, if not better. And also I think this is gonna be a bit more fun for me. Anyways, that's been X Benedict, signing off.